Hello everyone, I'm Penros776, possibly the only person who could accidentally make a dancer trap. More on that later. First things first, let's look at our changes. We've got Brave Corrin here because she's new and she's fancy, and we've got Freya because I don't want anyone applying any sort of effect to any of my units ever again. Love this guy, honestly. Great Animal Mythic, let's make him a great Chaos Mythic as well. Our opponents are Nina, Hatari Azura +1, Zephyr +2, that's Lucina with the Arcane Weapon +4, Mortis +1, and I always have the pace to go for 6 units, but this is Chaos users. There are only 5 units on Chaos. Nonetheless, pretty straightforward tanking strategy, throwing Lucina up front, supported by the save for Mortis. Guess what the Mortis doesn't handle very well? Armor effective damage with the sweep effect. Lucina also gonna struggle a little bit here. Freya not gonna kill unless some very evil mathematics happens. He's not gonna kill, but on the flip side, Lucina doesn't really do much to him either. He's made the space for Hinoka to get out and attack again. Godlike Reflexes versus Deadeye. Gonna save Lucina a little bit, but not a huge amount because the follow-up attack still gets her. Now, Freya is free to do his thing. Galeforce is still his thing. I've got Galeforce on this season as well because honestly Galeforce is freaking great. And that is all they wrote for that first battle. Now let's keep up this quick pace with another enemy team. Here we're looking at Zephyr +2, Shez, Legendary Shez, Legendary Ninian, Embla, and Ascendant Ishtar. Now Embla would normally be a very big problem for this kind of team because undefended means our saves are doing nothing. However, that is one of the many threats on Chaos offense that Freya doesn't care about. And by the way, did you see what just happened there? When I said I created an accidental dancer trap, this is what I'm talking about. I didn't realize this at the start of the season, but Brave Corrin actually is a freaking dancer magnet if the team is left well alone. So attracted the Ninian, sent the Brave Robin out front, got a kill they were not expecting to face, and yeah. If you're wondering why the dancer does that, I've actually made a little short about that. I'll put a link to it up top. But yeah, I'll be honest, I was not expecting that interaction when I made this team. Nonetheless, our next opponents here: Ashe +3, Embla +1, Ninja Lin +10, Hatari Azura +6, and Ninjorin +10. Again, without Freya here, this would be the nightmare scenario. They've got Embla for undefended. They've got the opportunity to just pick out Catria, turn off the duo hindrance, and then have oh so many extra actions. However, Freya means they can't do that, and furthermore, guess what is happening again? This time, because it's turn 2, thanks to safe defense that it happens, Ninian gets her extra action. Ninian gets to slam face first into Ashe. Classic Ninian behavior, and because of her sweep and her very strong offensive skills, yeah, that Ashe is toast. And now Bolt Tower does go off. They would be in a pretty good spot to sweep from here onwards, but instead they don't take the unit loss, they surrender. Which, I mean, makes sense. It's pretty easy to get victories on Chaos Season. Why take unit losses? You don't have to. So yes, next up we are looking here at... we have Aether with... I don't know what I was pressing around there for. No merges on the Aether. We have +10 Harmonic Catria, Legendary Hinoka, Gulveig, and Harmonic Tana also +10. Well, it's, yeah, Hinoka-focused flying team. Again, safety fence is going to kick in, and we love it when the safety fence kicks in because it means that our extra dancer action here is going to come as even more of a surprise. Now, however, they have actually positioned out of range of it. They have positioned out of range of it, but can they do anything with that? Well, I'm not really sure. They're just kind of shuffling around at the moment. Maybe they'll come up with an answer soon. They've kind of used a lot of turns already, so turn 5 out of 7 now. Okay, finally going in. Gotoh is actually a pretty decent answer to the Corrin, it turns out. Damage reduction does kick in very powerfully. Luna going into... By the way, I love Gotoh's voice lines. You know? Luna going to do a pretty hefty chunk of damage, but not enough to kill. But here's the thing, Gotoh gets an extra action and removes Corrin's veins at the same time, so the follow-up does get the kill. Now, Hinoka are able to teleport in because that's a thing that Hinoka does. Gotoh very strong on Flier teams also. One-shots Ninian. But the question is, do they have a way to deal with duo harmonic unit? And the answer is no, they don't. And they don't even have a way to get out of range, remarkably enough. So their Catria is going to be eating a Deadeye for a big number. Our Catria also going to actually get to do some violence for a change. Doesn't get to do that very often. Takes out Gotoh. And last but not least, we're giving Robin the chance to teleport forwards here as well. Charges up his special, and then a big spiral for Bonfire. Gonna absolutely obliterate Aether. Turn 6 out of 7. So even if they do want to finish up, they are going to have to take it pretty quickly. And in their defense, they are taking it pretty quickly here. Hinoka takes out Catria. They now do have access to harmonic skills, but it's turn 6 out of 7. Now turn 7 out of 7. They need 3 actions to win here, and by the looks of it, they just don't have that. That is our victory. Now, keep on rolling. Here we have Diamant. We have Elamine plus 5. We have Young Hector. We have Haith plus 1. And we have Peony. Elamine, another one of those units that I'm very glad Freya is here to absolutely shut down, obliterate, stop, just get out of my face, Elamine. Now she is still going to provide damage reduction, except it's Diamant, so no, she's not. And the Deadeye doesn't quite kill, but with the quad, Diamant is actually done for. And dancing Hinoka lets her take another attack, this time going into Young Hector, who is not surviving this one. His special damage reduction does help a lot against the Deadeye, but a lot is not quite enough. Now, Haith gonna buff up herself and Elamine. And those are some pretty hefty buffs, able to one-shot Hinoka there, even if she doesn't make the speed check. Gets danced, and backing out. Does not want to go any further. However, when I say she's backed out, we do have a dancer, so out of range is not far enough. Catria going after the Peony here. Rest of the team coming forwards as well, and they're kind of backed into a corner here. Now Haith again has some really good damage, able to blast Catria out of the sky, no problem. Elamine, however, It's not getting away. Freya gonna kill her very easily here, and Hafe not out of range, so going to be the final unit to fall. It's time to legendary minion. It's good for everyone gets a turn. So yeah, nice attempt with that Diamant. He may be a very strong, very tanky unit. He did need a whole quad from legendary Hinoka to finish off, but that he's still got finished off. Now, next up here, what are we looking at today? We have Asuka plus 10, Summer Shez plus 10 with the Fury 7, legendary Hinoka, Joe Peony, and male Alia. And this is actually one of our team's few weaknesses. The Mountain Bear is acting as uncrossable terrain to keep threats from who want to player phase us out. Assuming that melee threats are going to have to go into Corrin or Freya instead. However, Shez able to pick off Catria first because he's a flying Galeforce unit. You don't see very many flying Galeforce units. The kind of assumption while building things here was that we would not be running into flying Galeforce units, and so this flying Galeforce unit, I've said those words a lot, was able to pick off some key units, safety fence out, and now acts as a one beacon on the second turn to let everyone else come in, including Duo Peony, who by the way has access to a Duo Dance, so is going to be able to trap our nonsense in a corner here. Shares with the quad as well, and actually they didn't even need to use the Duo Dance. Legendary Hinoka fakes out the pots, and Alia finishes off for Robin. Well, honestly, that was a very impressive Shez and just a perfectly executed Galeforce that was right for the situation, using the flying unit to evade our melee frontline and evade having to test any traps at all. Just all around good play, and that is one thing you can't beat on Aether's defense, is someone who actually knows how to play. Now next up, Summer Edelgard, Miller plus 7, Embla plus 1, Leo and Ash plus 1. I can never remember which Leo is which, I've said this before, I cannot. But also the Miller, the Embla, both units we really are glad to have Freya around for. There goes the Dancer Trap again, by the way. Able to bring Robin forwards. He is going to bonfire this Summer Edelgard, and she is not going to survive it. They thought they were out of range. They were not. And the whole team moves up to a very aggressive position, and by the looks of things they were planning to use Summer Edelgard as their carry here as well, so they just, seeing that, they just freaking quit the heck out. And finally, here, last battle of the season, we are up against Peony plus 5, Brave Hector plus 9, okay, Safe plus 1, Gotoh, and Ash plus 1. And that is Gotoh just in range. Gotoh probably can actually do a decent job against legendary Hinoka. However, how decent of a job can Brave Hector do against Freya? Well, he is going to bonfire him. Doesn't do very much damage, and that gives Ninian the chance to come forwards. Wings of Mercy, great skill, and hit Ash, who is not covered by that Hector's near save.
Your gaze is harsh. Such disgrace.
now, again, Wings of Mercy means Hinoka able to go to weird positions as well. She has 1-4. So Gotoh, who again probably could have done a pretty good job of tanking her, he is not in position to tank her, and yeah, picked off two very important units there, and forced out the final surrender of the season. Well, I did not expect to be running a Dancer Trap this season. I definitely did not know about that AI interaction when I built the team, but I figured, well, if I don't know about it, no one else playing against this team is going to know about it either, and so I figured I would just roll with it, and rolling with it seems to have worked pretty dang well, all things considered. Actually, some of the best Chaos Season results we've had in a while. Our only real loss was to a team that, well, we would have just lost against on any other strategy as well. So, to be frank, I'm going to say I'm very happy with that one. Now, as always, your likes, your subscriptions, your comments, all of them increase my algorithmic performance, which is a good thing. So, do that. And I will see you in the next one. Penrost out.